Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and joining me today, as always, is my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Say hello to everybody, Mr. Curtis, please.
Oh, thank you. Hello, everybody. I am Mr. Curtis, and I am here at the request of the professor. So please, let's all give a round of applause for Professor.
Thank you. I guess I have to say I didn't specifically request you. I just okayed your teaching assistant form that you gave me, and then I didn't read the whole thing, and now you have to be my teaching assistant for the next 400 lessons. So
that's right.
That's why you read the fine print, Professor.
I have to. I didn't read any of the print. I just signed it to get him out of my face, but he wouldn't leave. Okay, but also joining me today, it's not just Mr. Curtis, thank God. It's also my wonderful student here in class, Corbin. Say hello to everybody, Corbin.
Oh, wonderful. You called me wonderful today. Ooh,
I'm in a good mood. I don't know why. I'm in a good mood.
Good. Hey, good news, everybody. It has been many weeks since Professor Palm gave me that amazing egg with Sandshrew, and it still hasn't opened yet. So I wanted to see what the hell was going on. So, Professor, I brought it in for you today.
Okay.
I got it right here, and I'm trying to figure out why exactly the Sandshrew egg is not cracking open.
Okay. Well,
I have been keeping it warm. I have been spitting on it. I have been doing everything that I looked up online.
Those
and
two
it is not
things.
opening.
Those two things are not what you're supposed to do. All right. Hold on. Let's first of all let's make this quick. We're not talking about Sandshrew eggs today. That's not what we're talking about. Okay. But let me go ahead and grab it real quick. Let me just give it a sniff.
Is it okay? Is my Sandshrew okay?
Shake it.
My Alolan Sandshrew?
Just jostle it a little bit. Hold on. Let me listen. Oh wait. I'm listening to it. What's it saying?
I don't know if that sounds right.
Shh.
Is it alive?
Shh. It's weird. It's telling me you don't love it enough.
What? That's not true at all. I tell it every day, 7 times a day, that I love that egg and what it's going to become.
Well, there's a difference between saying that you love it and actually loving it.
I hug it every night. It literally sleeps next to me in my bed. My mom tucks me and the egg in every night. She says, when's that fucking thing going to hatch? And I say, Mom, you're in fucking business, and close the door on the way out. I'm going to hug the thing till I fall asleep. So please, let me know when it's going to open.
All right. 1, love it a little bit more. 2, just walk around with the dang thing. All right, here, catch.
I have been walking 2 miles every day, at least.
Okay, well, you know what, go ahead and put that egg away, for now. Again, walk around with it. Make sure you have it on your person whenever you're going on any of your journeys, okay?
I think something's wrong, and I think you don't know what it is, but I'll put it away for now.
Oh, excuse you, Corbin. The professor
doesn't know Mr. Curtis.
knows exactly what.
I know Mr. Curtis. He's right there. That's him.
Okay, that's not funny.
I thought it was kind of funny. Hey, does anybody know what Pokemon we're talking about today?
Fairy Girl.
I think you told us last time.
I always tell you last time, and you never remember.
That's weird. I don't know why we would do that. Sandshrew?
No, we're not. We already talked about Sandshrew. No, we're talking about a very cute...
Can we talk about him again?
No, we cannot talk about Sandshrew again.
Right.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what Pokemon we're talking about. We're learning about Clefairy, which is known as the Fairy Pokémon.
Wow.
Now, have either of you seen a Clefairy before?
Only on the internet.
But not in real life?
No.
I've never seen one, but sometimes late at night when I'm out, tending to the Ariodoses in the forest, I feel like I hear some little on the wind.
I think your Ariodoses might be choking on something.
No, that's definitely a Gengar that is trying to taunt you to come into the forest and murder you.
That is honestly terrifying, Mr. Curtis.
And that's usually that actually makes sense because sometimes I turn to look and I get tied up right away. The Ariodoses, they don't let me go, okay. So they keep me wrapped up. They look out for me.
Somebody has to.
Sounds like they're looking out for you. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, does anybody want to see a Clefairy?
I mean, does a Ursa Ring shit in the woods? Yeah.
I mean, I would too, unfortunately. Unfortunately, Clefairies are so rare, and it's so hard to get a hold of one.
Did Mr. Curtis kill this before we could get a chance to look at it? Mr. Curtis, did you kill another Pokemon? Whatever happened to that Squirtle? Whatever happened to it?
I have never been convicted of killing a Pokemon maliciously.
The Squirtle, huh?
No, what happened to the Squirtle?
Like I
Mr.
said,
Curtis.
never been convicted of killing one maliciously.
Convicted. Tried, not yet convicted. I'm just messing with you. I have a Clefairy here. Listen, no Pokemon is beyond my reach. All right, I can access them all. So here is our little Clefairy.
Ooh, hi, little pokey pinky little baby. Ooh, what a cutie pie.
Little cutie.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, that's one of the main traits of a Clefairy is how cute it is. Yeah, anything you want to comment on specifically?
I've been told that's one of my traits as well, Professor.
You've been lied to.
Oh.
Any traits here on the Clefairy that you would like to
let me tell you about this Clefairy. It's got a nice do. It's got a nice little hairdo with the little flippity flip in the front there.
But is that hair? Are we sure that's hair and not like just part of its skin?
I mean, that's kind of gross to think about.
It's the same color as its skin, right? Unless that's all fur.
I think that's all fur.
Like very fine, short fur.
I don't want to invade its space, but like, I don't know, either that or it looks like part of like it kind of almost looks a little bit like strawberry ice cream.
yeah, I guess it does. Hey, you want to see something cool that a Clefairy can do?
Is it gonna cause me bodily harm?
No. Clefairies are like.
Don't worry, you've already signed your waiver, or your mom did signed your waiver.
Shit. Yeah, you're right.
We've learned about a lot of very dangerous Pokemon in the last couple days, or last couple weeks, but Clefairy is not one of those. Clefairy do not really have much in the way of offense. They're very cute, squishable Pokemon. But here, if you pick one up and like this, I pick it up, and you throw it.
Whoa! What are you doing?
It'll just float around. Yeah,
what the fuck?
Isn't that amazing?
Wait, can you teach this little booger fly?
No. No, you cannot teach it fly.
Here, let me jump on its feet. Hold on.
No.
Fairy, fly! Nope. That didn't work.
Oh.
Nope. That did not work. Okay.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Sorry, that was my bad, everybody. I'm sorry. I thought it would work.
Well, so your detention for today, Corbin will be taking Clefairy to the Pokemon Center.
He's it's fine, right? No. Okay, fuck.
Clefairy, how you doing? How you doing, Clefairy?
That's good, right? That means good.
That was a very struggled cry there.
Oh, damn it.
Fuck. All right. Well, let me go ahead and put Clefairy back into the Pokeball to end her suffering, at least for a brief
what does that
moment.
mean?
It means that you horribly maimed this Clefairy, and until we can take it to the Pokemon Center, I'm putting it in its Pokeball.
Oh, fine.
Gosh, why do I even... This is one of the most rare Pokemon that we have, and you
can't
decided
not
to
tell
crush
me
it.
a Pokemon is going to fly around in the room and have me not try to grab onto it. I mean, that's just
Well,
like...
you know what?
Come on.
That's good to know, so I don't have any Pokemon fly in the future. You may have noticed before we put Clefairy away that Clefairy, in addition to a little curly Q tail, it also has very small wings on its back. But you are very astute, and you got a good look at it before Corbin jumped on it. You may have noticed that its wings were not flapping as it was in the air.
Oh, it just levitates?
It's just levitating, and we'll learn how it does that here in a little bit. So I think that's a great transition to start talking about the Pokedex entries. Oh, before we move on, Clefairy is the very first fairy-type Pokemon that we're talking about today. There is a specific type of Pokemon called Fairy. Now, us here in the Kanto region, well, we're a little bit dense, and we didn't really realize that for a very long time until, we started talking to our brethren over in the Kalos region, as they are the pioneers of the Fairy-type
yeah, they figured that shit out pretty quickly.
Yeah, categorization. They did. We're glad to have them. Us dum-dums over here were just calling Clefairy a normal type. Yeah, that's us. Am I right?
Yeah.
This is the first fairy type Pokemon that we're talking about. So let's learn what secrets Clefairy has. Starting with the Kanto region, the first one here says, its magical and cute appeal has many admirers. It is rare and found only in certain areas.
That's so vague.
It's extremely vague. I would argue that all Pokemon are only found in certain areas. I mean, except for Rattata, which we all know can live anywhere that it can eat and also mate.
Same.
How old are you?
What's the next entry?
The next entry, I'm glad you asked. The next entry here says, adored for their cute looks and playfulness, they are thought to be rare, as they do not appear often. Man, we are just nailing it here in the Kanto region. We basically defined what rare means in that last one. They are thought to be rare. We haven't figured that one out yet. We're still trying to decide because the evidence here that we have is they do not appear often. Jeez, we need to step it up.
They're still trying to decide if it's a legendary Pokemon or not.
Yeah. All right. The next one says, because of its adorable nature, it is in high demand as a pet. However, it is rare. And found only in limited areas.
Oh, limited, not certain.
What is a limited area? What does that mean?
An area with limits.
Unlike those unlimited areas that are just crazy. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Like the meadows and airplanes that have Nidokings and Nidorans.
No, not airplanes. God, I'm so glad we're not talking about them anymore. All right, let's move on to the Johto region. In Johto, I think they have a little bit more, they have a better explanation about them that says, the moonlight that it stores in the wings on its back apparently gives it the ability to float in midair. Okay, already we have just so much more information coming to us from the Johto region. It can store moonlight in its wings, and that gives it, apparently, the ability to float in midair.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
So I think that kind of proves the point that I was trying to make a week ago. Okay, so when I said that Nidoking and the whole Nido Squad are affected by the moon's powers, I'm telling you, these Pokemon all came from the moon, man. Clefairy's got to be one of them.
I guess. It'd be a good guess that Clefairy's came from the moon. I don't know as much about the Nido. The Nido Squad, as we've been calling it.
Yes.
I don't know if they necessarily came from the moon, but I could see the argument that
No.
Clefairy came from the moon.
Of course not. The Nido tribe is obviously just a bunch of mutated Rattatas.
Oh, no. Don't poison my view
not
of them
confirmed.
Not confirmed. No evidence. Not even any sort of credibility to that, Mr. Curtis, please.
Yeah. Okay. Next one here in the Johto region says, its adorable behavior and cry make it highly popular. However, this cute Pokemon is rarely found. Though rarely seen, it becomes easier to spot, for some reason, on the night of a full moon.
It's got to come out and get them powers so it can float around like the bad bitch that it is.
It is unknown why, but for some reason it's easier to spot. Now, does that mean that it's easier to see, or that they're just out there more?
I think they're out more. I think they want to be out in the moonlight because they want to fly around. That's cool.
I think that's true. It's just very unclear by how this Pokédex entry is worded. I think what these Pokédex entries are trying to get across is how mysterious this Pokemon really is.
Yeah.
We can make a lot of assumptions about it, but since it's so rare, because it only exists in certain areas, it's so rare, it's hard for us to really say any real facts about it.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to the Hoenn region. On every night of a full moon, which would be one night, full moons are only around for one night, and then they're not full moons anymore. Okay, whatever. Anyways, moving on. On every night of a full moon, groups of this Pokemon come out to play. When dawn arrives, morning,
I know her. We just talked about her last week.
Not the Pokemon trainer Dawn, who we regularly get Pokédex entries from. The morning. When dawn arrives, the tired Clefairy return to their quiet mountain retreats and go to sleep, nestled up against each other.
Oh, that's cute. Well, that's a lot more descriptive than the last entries. I mean, that pretty much just says it literally comes out just to vibe out with the moon.
Yeah, to come out, play, dance around, and then when it's morning, the walk of shame back up to their quiet mountain retreats.
That's
Well, they
sad.
all cuddle.
Yeah, imagine a tired Clefairy. How adorable must that be?
I want to sleep in a Clefairy cuddle.
Well, you'll have to find one first, and it's very difficult to do
Curse, I think you smell too bad that Clefairies aren't going to want to mess with you, my man. I'm sorry to tell you. You smell like sticky spinnerack web and old poffins every class. I don't think Clefairies are about that.
I don't know. Clefairies can be very forgiving.
All right, one more entry here. It says, with its magical and cute appeal, with its magical and cute appeal, it has many admirers. It's rare and found in only certain areas. I mean, we've kind of already seen that before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, moving on to the Sinnoh region. Thought to live with others on quiet mountains. When it says others, I have to assume it means other Clefairies.
It could be other Clefairies. It could be Nido Kings. It could be my Uncle Steve. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Thought to live with others on quiet mountains. It is popular for its adorable nature. The next one says, it flies using the wings on its back to collect moonlight. This Pokemon is difficult to find. So the wording on that is kind of weird. It says it flies using the wings on its back to collect moonlight. So you would think, what do you think it's trying to say from that?
The wings have to be powered. Well, kind of like how you'd bring like a solar-powered charger to charge your phone outside. I think Clefairy's wings are the same way. I think it is literally just powered by moonlight. It's not like physics where it's like a Pidgey flaps its wings and then it flies around. It's like it actually takes in the moonlight and uses that for energy.
Okay, I understand that. But that's not what this Pokédex entry is saying. Okay, let me read it again. It flies using the wings on its back to collect moonlight. So it makes it sound like
it's collecting moonlight while it's flying.
It's using the flying as a means to collect moonlight with the wings on its back.
Well, you can collect it while you fly. I mean, who says you can't?
I mean, yeah, but what you says is that it can fly because it has moon energy stored in its wings.
That's
not what this Pokédex entry.
I think it comes out of its cave. Hello, hi, Clefairy here. Woo! And then it absorbs some moonlight, gets enough that it can fly around, and then it flies up, high enough to get a little bit closer to the moon, so it can absorb more moonlight beyond the trees and stuff, so it's not secluded by anything. And then, you can get charged up from the moon by still flying around. I just think it needs a little bit of juice to get off the ground first.
But okay, yeah, it says that it flies to collect moonlight, but it can only fly when it has moonlight, which is kind of a which came first kind of scenario.
Yeah, well, right? I just told you. I think I know.
Okay, all right, fine. The next one here says, it is said that happiness will come to those who see a gathering of Clefairy dancing under a full moon.
Woo! Get down on it, Clefairy. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Dance under that moonlight.
If you see a bunch of Clefairy dancing under a full moon, happiness is in your future. One of my favorite things in Pokédex entries are old wives' tales.
Yes. Good science there.
Great science. I love it. I love all these scientific facts that we have about Clefairy. Oh, sorry about that.
Excuse you. Jesus.
Let's see here. Actually, interestingly enough, we have one from the Unova region.
Hey.
It's really only slightly different, but it is different. On nights with a full moon, Clefairy gather from all over and dance. Bathing in the moonlight makes them float.
Okay. So again, do they bathe in the water in the moonlight? Are they taking baths together, or is it just bathing just like moonlight bathing? Is that what they mean?
Yeah, it's just like they it's like when you sunbathe, right? But they're moon bathing.
I didn't know if they took baths together and then absorbed the moonlight that way or something.
Probably not. I will say this about Clefairy. They're a little bit stinky. I'll say that. They don't smell great.
You must have washed the Clefairy that we had. It didn't smell that bad.
Like I said, they can be very forgiving. Listen.
Curtis is like, hey, if I stink, they stink. It's going to be a good time.
We're all stinking together.
You know what, Curtis? I was wrong. You might be right for them.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, look, he kind of looks a little bit like a Clefairy.
I mean,
he's rotund. He's pink.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry. What, Mr. Yeah, can you describe what you're doing?
Are you
for us there,
dancing?
Mr.
What is
Curtis?
that?
Well, of course, I'm doing the cliche the little finger dips, as I call them.
Oh, like the finger waggle?
No, yeah, but it's kind of like the waggle, but it's like more.
Oh,
intense.
yes, the waggle.
A lot of upper body movement goes along with it. So it's like you jerk to the left and it's click, and then you jerk to the right and it's, and then as your body's jerking back and forth, you use your fingers to direct the motion.
Right, of course.
So,
I tell you what, fellow students, friends, peers, you guys are missing out on this beauty. Let me tell you.
Yeah, beauty is definitely a word that you could use to describe that. Is it a right description? Well, I'm not sure. I should say this. Mr. Curtis does keep saying Clefa. We are not learning about Clefa. Clefa is a Pokemon. We're learning about Clefairy. Clefa is the pre-evolved version of Clefairy. We're not talking about that yet for some reason. It would make sense to talk about it before Clefairy, but that's not how the Pokedex works.
Not this time.
Yeah, so we'll learn about Clefairy.
You know how rare Clefairies are. I mean, just nobody had seen a Clefa for a long time. They just assumed the Clefairy was the first
apparently.
one.
Yeah, we had to wait until those folks over in the Johto region found them. Okay, let me tell you guys about the Alolan Pokedex entries for Clefairy.
Okay.
Nah, these aren't that bad. They're not that crazy. Its adorable behavior and appearance make it popular with men and women, young and old.
Oh.
Its numbers are few, however. Like, I love how many different ways professors can come up to say the phrase, they are rare, right? Its numbers are few.
They really are plagiarizing each other's works at this point.
They're rarely found.
Right. They're not seen
What's
much.
another one?
There's a few of them.
Found only in certain areas, only in limited areas, and they do not appear often. We get it. They're rare. Okay. The next one here says, on nights with a full moon, they gather together and dance. The surrounding area is enveloped in an abnormal magnetic field.
What?
Yes. So if you do find them, you might find that your, I guess, compass
Yeah.
starts acting wonky, or maybe your phone just isn't working as well because the magnetic field
Bless you,
is. Oh,
Mr.
I'm sorry.
Curtis.
Bless you, Mr. Curtis. It's okay.
Sorry
Everybody
about that.
sneezes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Interestingly enough, we didn't hear about this before, but there's a bunch of them, and they have a bunch of that moon energy stored in their wings. They can create an abnormal magnetic field.
So basically, if you have like a metal plate in your head, it's not going to feel too good, right?
No.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it hasn't been tested.
Well, Mr.
Because
Curtis.
because now you may not know this. You may not know this, Corbin, but Clefairy are very rare.
Oh, yes, of course.
It is not often that you see one in the wild.
Of course.
Okay. The next one here says they are popular, but they're rare.
No.
Trainers who show them off recklessly may be targeted by thieves.
Recklessly? What does it mean? You throwing a Clefairy around a gym or something?
No, they just like kind of like, it's like if you have like a $100.
You're showing it off.
You show it off. Exactly.
Yeah, you're showing it off like a three like a diamond that was split into 3 pieces by Nido King last week.
No, it's weird. I after class I put that back together, and it really seemed like half the diamond that I threw out.
I mean, that Nido King must have kicked part of it to the other side of the room or something. I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Or just like powderized it.
Yeah. He probably powderized it. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Probably. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, or maybe accidentally knocked it into a student's backpack.
I'm looking at Mr. Curtis. I wouldn't ever do that.
Oh, I mean, you'll find nothing under this trench coat I'm wearing. I promise.
You'll find nothing. Like,
oh God, move on, please.
Okay. The next entry here says, bathed in moonlight, its wings glow faintly. Without even flapping, Clefairy rises into the air where it dances around.
You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. That's
Specifically Mount Moon.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that does it for the regional Pokedex entries. There is one for the Galar region, but it's just repeats of what we've already seen, so I'm not going to waste my time reading it. Instead, I'm going to read a unique Pokedex entry that comes to us from Ash's Pokedex. It says, Clefairy. This impish Pokemon is friendly and peaceful.
That's fucking rude.
No, it's not rude. Impish doesn't have to be.
It sounds like an insult.
I mean, it's really just a word. It's however you take it.
All right, sure.
I mean, you're a little bit impish, right?
I didn't take that well.
Okay, well, I guess it was an insult then. It is believed to live inside Mount Moon, although very few have ever been seen by humans.
What?
Because it is rare. What?
No.
Yeah, so you two here are one of the few that have actually seen a Clefairy in person.
Well, hot diggity damn, Mr.
Well,
Curtis.
why would you say that? Are they rare, Professor?
Yeah, it's not often that they are seen, is what I would say. You know, I don't want to copy anybody's work. All right, so that does it for the Pokedex entries. I'm gonna do now what I always do, which is read an unsourced, uncredited article. This one says, Clefairy is a bipedal pink Pokemon with a chubby, vaguely star-shaped body.
Vaguely star-shaped.
I guess. I feel like squint, it kind of looks a little bit like a star.
I mean, a really overweight star. I mean, sure.
It definitely does have a little pot belly, which is so adorable. A small pointed tooth protrudes from the upper left corner of its mouth. It has wrinkles besides its black oval eyes.
Same.
I guess so. A single dark pink oval marking on each cheek, which kind of looks like it has like rosy cheeks, I guess. And
I thought those were nipples, but all right.
Why would you think that?
They're
above it. They're above its mouth.
The brain sees what it wants, man. I don't know.
I guess. Weird that you wanted Clefairy nipples. But let's move on. Large pointed ears it has large pointed ears with brown tips. A tuft of fur curls over its forehead. So this says that it's fur, but
Got it. Told you.
Again, unsourced, uncredited.
Well.
Much like its large upward curling tail. That's how the fur on its head curls, like its upward curling tail.
Right.
Each stocky arm has 2 small claws and a thumb on each hand, and both feet have a single toenail.
Just one.
There is a pair of tiny butterfly-shaped wings. I don't know what a butterfly. I know what a butterfree is.
Yeah, I don't
know
know.
what a butterfly is. I know what a cutie fly is.
Maybe it was a typo.
I don't know what probably a typo. Butterfly-shaped wings on its back, though incapable of flight.
What?
Clefairy's wings can store moonlight and allow it to float. So I guess they're drawing a distinction between flying and floating.
Okay, I mean, I guess there's a difference. I mean, it didn't hover that high, but we also don't have that big of a classroom. So.
But, okay, when somebody says to me float, I think of something that can't control its direction. Right?
Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, I don't know. There are things that can float.
when something's floating, it can't like decide where it's going. It's kind of on the whim of the wind around it.
I think you can direct your floating. I think there are things that can direct float.
Listen, I'm just trying to say, I'm just going to say right here now that I think Clefairies, what they do can be considered flying. That's what I'm going to say.
I think it is called aggressive floating. I think you need to open a book.
Advanced
floating. Yes, I think it's an advanced directional floating, as you would see in like a hot air balloon.
Okay.
Again, hot air balloons, you can't direct where they're going.
Yeah, you can't. I thought you could.
Can you?
I think you can.
I've never been in one. I've never been
I don't
in
think
one.
they just send people up in hot air balloons and say, "Good luck, fucker." Like I think you can turn it.
No, they know where the wind is blowing, and so that takes them to where they need to go.
My guess. Well, I'm sure there's like rudders.
How would you do? Would you think a rudder would direct they would have to have like little wings on the side?
Listen,
right?
I checked, I wasn't a hot air balloon mechanic, so I can't tell you.
Dude, me neither. Although I know Mr. Curtis has been working on his hot air balloon mechanic license, so maybe he has some insight for us.
Well, I do believe you're onto something there, actually.
With what?
With the way the comparison there and on how they fly. But I have to say that in all of my experiences, really, I'm getting the license because I'm trying to build a man-sized web sail to kind of float people up in the air, and that does just follow the trends of the wind.
Yeah, no steering
now,
on
if
that.
if you can get, a couple Pidgeys on a string, say web,
Man, those little guys are hard to get on strings.
Well, not as hard as you think. You catch them in some webs, you tie them up, and then you just hang them over the side of the sail.
Sounds forceful.
This man should not have Pokemon.
Then you can actually direct what direction you want it to fly, but under its own power, no.
Okay, there's your answer, I guess.
Let me go ahead and keep reading this unsourced, uncredited article. We're almost done. It says Clefairy is very shy and it rarely shows itself to humans. Mm-hmm. It's rare.
Whoa.
On the rare occasions it does come down from its mountain home, it can be seen dancing under the light of the full moon. The areas surrounding their dance are enveloped in a magnetic field. Once the sun starts to rise, it returns home where it sleeps nestled with other Clefairy.
Nocturnal, I like it.
Yeah. All right, that does it for the unsourced, uncredited article.
That's it. Pack it up. Let's go home. That's it, everyone.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening.
Nope.
What?
Stop putting your things away. Stop zipping up your bags. All right? We're not done yet because, and I know you're not expecting this, but we have a pop quiz today.
No way.
Whoa.
Yep, we got. I know it's so rare that it happens, but we do have a pop.
It's about
quiz.
as rare as a Rattata, am I right?
Yeah, Rattata, known for being rare. Okay, so go ahead, grab your Rotom laptops, put away your Pokedexes.
Got it all.
Oddly enough, you don't need anything else for this. So you don't need paper, pens, pencils, so put all that away. You just need a Rotom laptop.
Sounds good. Do you need my thermometer again, or no?
I've never asked for your thermometer.
All right.
Question number 1. When is the best time to go looking for Clefairies and why? And Corbin responded with the wonderfully, specific answer. Thank you. That says, at night during a full moon. And the reason why is because they love to come out and vibe in the moonlight.
Yeah, baby.
Mr. Curtis says, the best time to find a Clefairy is during the full moon. One can find them in the moonlight. That's the kind.
Professor, please let me. The best time to find a Clefairy is during the full moon. One can find them in the moonlight. That's the kind.
That was awful. Please.
Very good, Mr. Curtis.
Never do that again.
Very good.
Just
clap for him to make him
marks.
feel good. Just clap for him to make him feel
No, I refuse. I will not reinforce negative
Mr. Curtis,
actions.
you did really
Thank you.
really
I
needs
put
this,
myself
Professor.
out
He
there
needs this.
to help the professor build a better classroom, and I just hope he appreciates it.
I also liked the musical cue that you played along with it. It was completely off key, but I enjoyed it, bud. Good job.
Wow, yeah. Where did that music even come from? I don't see any kind of music playing
I
device.
keep a boombox under my trench coat. That's the only thing under my trench coat.
Oh, okay. He does wear a trench coat every single day.
I mean,
have you noticed that?
I think it's
Like,
just,
he comes in-
I think it's just his lazy way of not having to wear clothes. He just throws that on.
I guess so. He is pretty lazy. Okay. So Corbin, you get full marks for that. Curtis, unfortunately, you get half marks.
Ooh.
Oh no.
You get half marks because you did not tell me why. Why it is easier to find a Clefairy during a full moon.
Yikes,
The answer
bud.
there is that they often come out and dance in the full moon. Now, according to us here in the Kanto region, there isn't an exact reason why. Let me find the Pokedex entry here. It says, in the Johto region is where they said this. Though rarely seen, it becomes easier to spot for some reason on the night of a full moon. So they haven't quite figured it out yet in the Johto region, but in the Hoenn region.
I guess I was focusing on too much on trying to get it to fit within my musical cue. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that you can find them in the moonlight. Dancing.
It costs you points there, but I in my book you got creativity.
But you're right,
points,
Professor.
Mr.
I'm not
Curtis.
going to argue with you, Professor. I will take a half on that one. I'll take a knee.
Perfect.
for you, Professor.
You'll take a knee. We'll think about what you did. Question number 2. If you are searching for happiness, this folktale says you should look for a Clefairy doing what? Corbin responded with dancing around together in the moonlight at night. And Mr. Curtis says seeing a group of Clefairy dancing in the moonlight gives you those sweet vibrations and happy feelings.
Vibations, baby. Yep.
Vibations and libations.
Right.
Okay, so I believe it's the folktale specifically says under a full moon.
Okay, well, I thought that again. I literally was going to write full moon to be specific, but I'm like, okay, moonlight. I literally wrote it. I'm not joking. I'm not just saying this. I wrote it with the full intention of thinking full moon because I even said it in the last one. I know it's a full moon.
Well, I can only know what you type and send me, Corbin. I cannot confirm or deny
picky.
what you think. But no. I'm giving you guys, since you both didn't say the full moon thing. I'm gonna give you the.
Thank you.
Alright,
I was
that's
getting
fine,
ready
that's
to
fine.
take another knee this time with Corbin. We could take a knee together.
No, Curtis. One knee is enough. We don't need you on both knees.
Yeah, don't take it. You only have 2 knees. You can't take another
I'm sorry,
one.
Professor. I'm doing my best.
Okay, question number 3. Why are Clefairies highly sought after as pets? Hey, all the answers are in. That was actually pretty quickly. For some reason it felt like a really long time to me, but in reality it was actually very quick. So let me read the question again. Why are Clefairies highly sought after as pets? Corbin responded with, because they are cute and fluffy and rare. He capitalized rare. So that's why I yelled it. Mr. Curtis responded with, Clefairies are seen as super cute. This makes them very popular as pets. In parentheses, still not as cute as Spinnerack, though.
Ugh, no.
Yes, so true.
To each their own, and he's a man of very odd tastes. So we'll
And
just
those
let him
are
be.
green poffins on Spinneracks.
Ew, green puff. That's supposed to be green. How long do you leave them out for?
Oh, they're dry aged.
Oh, Jesus. They're not supposed. It's not wine.
It's not meat. It's not meat either.
Oh, well, I mean, after you marinate them enough, then you leave them out to dry and dry age. So get a nice film on the exterior.
Oh, gross. I'm gonna vomit.
The correct they're like pastries. Why would they have a film?
Why are you marinating pastries? It's just gonna be soggy.
Okay, let's focus. The answer, yes, you guys were both right. It's because they're really, really fucking cute. Not necessarily because they are rare. In fact, I would say that's detrimental to them being a good pet. But yeah, it's because it says.
Well, I
in
was
the
thinking
Poké-
people might
it's
want it
specific-
because they're like, oh, hey, yeah, I'll never find one again. Let me get this thing. I can show it off to my friends. It's rare. Ooh,
like
yeah.
supply and demand. I see it. Okay.
Yeah. See what I mean?
The Pokédex entry specifically says it's because they have an adorable behavior and cry. If we want to get really specific about it, but it's because they're cute.
Wish people liked me when I cry.
I wish people liked me at all.
You want me? Hey, Mr. Curtis, why don't you go pick up some balloons for the professor's pity party? Ooh.
I mean, I always have balloons ready to go.
Jesus Christ.
What doesn't he have ready to go?
I don't know. Clothes underneath his trench coat. That's what.
Okay. Oh God.
Thanks for blowing that up, Mr. Curtis. Thank you.
There you go, Professor.
Okay.
I got one right here for you.
Thank you. Oh, jeez, it is so slobbery. Oh my God.
God, that is
Oh,
terrific.
I've got to get a
This
drink
is
of
like
water.
it is like it's like a water balloon at this point. I'm gonna put this to the side. I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you. Let's move on to the last question. Now, this last question is very similar to last week's final question.
Mm-hmm.
It is a long form question, or I guess an essay question. I suppose is another way you could say it. So please, again, there's no correct answer to this. I just want to hear what you guys say. The question is, why does moonlight allow Clefairy to fly? Now, please don't give me because it stores it in its wings, all right? That doesn't explain why. That just explains what it does, all right? I want to know why it's being able to store that energy allows the Clefairy to float in the air. Mr. Curtis. That is the longest answer I've ever seen.
I've been ready for that. I've been working on this one for a while.
All right. Both of the answers are in. For those students who may have forgotten, the question was, why does moonlight allow a Clefairy to fly? Corbin responded with, the moon has been shown to have special effects on Pokemon such as Nido King and Nido Queen evolving. Clefairy's wings are somehow reactive to the moon's light and cause the Clefairy to become light and float manually. Corbin, you did not answer the question.
I kind of did. A little bit.
Corbin, you did not answer. You did not. You just said. I'm going to read this again, all right? Clefairy's wings are somehow reactive. You literally put the word somehow.
All right. Well, I put it down
light.
in there. It's probably fairy dust. Fairy type,
no.
fairy dust
No.
is reactive to the moon.
I'm sorry, Corbin. This is not a sufficient answer to this question.
Fairy dust.
Why would the moon's light create fairy dust? What does fairy dust do? How does it make a Clefairy light enough to fly?
Listen, it just does. Like, I literally did answer the question. The moon's light causes the Clefairy to become lighter and float manually. Like, I didn't just say it makes it fly. I literally said it loses its weight and floats like a balloon. Like, that's not something the Pokedex ever says. That just says its wings cause it to float. I'm like, okay, but, like, why does it float? Is it, like, the wings are lifting it up? Like, what is it about it?
Okay, you know what,
and
Corbin?
my
I'm
answer
gonna...
is,
Corbin,
it's lighter.
hey. I'm gonna give you... All right, you are rambling, so I'm gonna give you a chance here. How does the moonlight make a Clefairy lighter? Just throw out something.
You know what? I don't know. I think Clefairies.
Okay, that was the wrong answer.
Well, okay, all right. So Clefairies are native to Mount Moon, which has moon rocks that have these special strange abilities to evolve Pokemon. Who's to say that the moon's light, not moon rocks, but the moon's light can have temporarily evolving effects on a Pokemon, like having something on Clefairy, which is considered a vestigial piece of something on its back, aka wings. Guess what? It brings those wings to life and make them actually fly. Like, it's literally evolving part of its body before it's ready.
See, that's different from what you said, though. You said it makes it lighter.
Well, I'd like to submit that answer. I like the second one that I just said. That's better.
Okay, so you think that this is that when it gets the moon's light, it's some kind of... It's not as strong as the energy that comes from a moonstone, but it gives them, like, enough energy to access this kind of, like... this quasi evolutionary state.
Yeah, like a pseudo evolutionary state, which only affects the wings and causes it to fly.
Okay. Again, its wings never move, but they do glow, and when Pokemon evolve, they glow.
That's what I'm telling you. I mean, hey.
All right. See, this is exactly what I was hoping for. You know, sometimes a student just needs a little bit of poking and prodding.
You need a push, and you need to prod me a little bit. I'm like a milk tank. You just need to push me and prod me and poke me and, well, never mind. But you have to poke me.
Okay, sure. I mean, that's a weird comparison. I didn't know that was a thing.
Professor, I need to be poked sometimes.
All right, please back up. All right. Okay, thank you so much for your answer, Corbin. You saved yourself. You saved yourself there. Let me go ahead and read Mr. Curtis's answer. All right, everybody, buckle up, settle in. Clefairies are actually living hot air balloons. They are actually hollow on the inside and have... They are actually hollow on the inside and have very thin and delicate exteriors. This is why they only conduct their business in the moonlight. If they were exposed to direct sunlight for extended periods, it would burn. Its so-called wings, its quote-unquote wings, are actually accumulators that gather the reflected solar energy to heat the internal air and cause lift. Finally, the reason they are so rare is because they are able to hide away in the middle of the day by deflating and pulling themselves by deflating and pulling themselves into small cracks and crevices where people won't look.
Oh my God!
There we
So
go.
it like shifts and forms.
Oh, I adore this. This is such a good answer.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a pretty impressive answer,
Professor.
That deserves some applause.
Professor,
Mr.
I have
Curtis.
seen the light. That is the moonlight.
Okay, that is he is correct. Moonlight is reflected solar energy. The moon.
I did think the same thing. That like I think sunlight's too harsh for Clefairy, so it needs to thrive out in the reflected sunlight. But
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Corbin.
I did. I thought it. At one point I did. I did.
Clefairies are hot air balloons. I'm claiming it now.
Yep, and they
Curtis,
and
I
during
believe
the day they deflate and shove themselves into cracks
Get
in the
flat
mountains.
as pancakes and crawl under rocks.
They literally live under rocks.
Wow.
Okay, that was, you know what, full marks for both of you. I'm very, very happy with both of these responses. I think
go.
these long form answer questions are going to be a lot more prevalent in my upcoming pop quizzes.
Ah, very
So it's
good.
such a
Thank
great
you,
job.
Professor.
Oh boy.
All right, so that does it for today's lesson. Does anybody know what Pokemon we are talking about next week?
Wigglytuff.
No. I mean, it does kind of resemble a Wigglytuff, but no, we're not.
I
learning about
always get them
Wigglytuff.
confused. I
That's
always
fair.
Is it?
That's fair.
Is it Clefable?
Yes, Clefable.
Oh, perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect execution there, Corbin.
Thank you.
Bufairy. I was thinking of Bufairy, but that's okay.
Well, Clefairy is the Pokemon we talked about
Right.
today.
And so Clefairy is today, and Bufairy would be tomorrow.
Bufairy.
That's right.
it's
Buff and hairy.
Clefairy, but with like a 6-pack.
It's Buff
Like-
and hairy.
It is like shredded like lettuce,
Yes.
a Bufairy.
That's right.
No, but we're learning about Clefable, which is the evolved form of Clefairy. So yeah, that does it for today. If any of the students listening at home have any questions, they can contact me via Gengar Mail, or Gmail if you want to use the shortened version of it. I mean, I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do. You can Gmail me at wwopokemon@gmail.com. If you don't have a Gmail, that's fine. Although I'm pretty sure, when you enroll in this class, you do automatically get one generated for you. So you might want to look into that because you probably have a bunch of emails that you're missing. Sorry, Gmails. What's an email? But if you don't have a Gmail, you can, in fact, contact me over the Flying Pokemon themed social media network, which is, of course, Twitter. And you can find me.
It's a bird Pokemon theme, not flying.
Same thing. All bird Pokemon are flying Pokemon.
But not all flying are bird.
That is true. In fact, bird type is arguably not even really a type.
You're not really a type.
True. I mean, are humans Pokemon?
We've discussed
Are
this.
humans just like...
That's a discussion for another time, Professor.
Okay, sorry. I'll table this for now. Yes, you can contact me via Twitter over or at WWO Pokemon there as well. So that does it for today's lesson. Until next time, class is dismissed. Welcome to the World of Pokemon is a part of the Pokecasters Network.